back, everybody, to another episode of Candidly with Coffee.
We back.
Hello, hello.
Hey, hey.
You are busy this morning.
Yes, it's a busy morning.
We went out to walk this morning.
Yep.
We got in some steps. Let's see. 3-mile walk, and let's see what my steps are at. Let's see. 7,500 steps so far. Not bad for the beginning of the day. I'll definitely hit my 10K.
Yeah, just run around,
Yeah.
do errands, walking.
Yeah, but we got caught in the rain, even though we didn't think we would.
Yeah, we did. It's just a little water, though.
Yeah, it was fine.
We didn't melt, right? We made it home.
No, it didn't soak through.
People always like, it's raining, water. Guess what, people? You take a shower every day or a bath.
No, we saw a lot of people actually walking with umbrellas.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, you need to get out and move.
I saw a whole family with kids and everything. Like, they
Yes.
were just going for it.
Yep.
Like, getting their movement in.
Yeah, get that movement. Gotta get them steps in.
Yeah, yeah. I've been doing good. Update on my I've been meeting my action goals so far the first couple of weeks of the month. I'm doing good.
Yes.
I'm on track.
Good for you.
I'm actually exceeding my goal. Which is, my goal was 10,000 steps 3 times weekly in the month of January, and I'm doing it more like 5 to 6 times.
There you go.
Because it feels good. The movement days feel good.
Yes, it does. You don't have to kill yourself, right? You see? It goes by quick. People overthink it. Get the hell off the couch and move your asses, man. It's not hard.
Multitask. Do other things that you need to do. Like, if you have a dog, you need to walk your dog.
Yep.
Or if there's something that you want to listen to it while you're walking.
The best. Listen to a podcast while you're walking. Mm-hmm. Or if you're studying for a test and you have audio, listen to the audio while you're walking. Instead of sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
Or sitting anywhere. Or sitting in Starbucks.
Or if you do like a treadmill, you can read while you're on the treadmill.
Yeah.
I do.
You do. You
I read my iPad.
and study. You can do that.
Yes.
Multitask.
So you definitely can. So my calorie controlled cheat day went well. Like, I've been fine. Like, it's weird because I kind of was like dreading a deficit because I haven't been in a deficit for so long that I thought I was just going to be like miserable. But I think the increase in protein really offset the lower calories for me. And I feel pretty satisfied. I had a Mediterranean bowl from that Sage Mediterranean place. I don't know how to pronounce it. You think it's Sage?
I think so. I don't know. Sage, I don't know.
Probably, yeah, it could be sage. I don't know. Anyways, it was really good. I had it like loaded. I had my falafel balls on there, tahini dressing, everything and anything in there. But that's what I had. But I did have a couple donuts, and that was yummy. And I exercised some self-control with that because there was more in the box. And normally, I'll kind of graze that box all day long. But I ate 2 of my favorites, and then I was good.
And you satisfied the itch.
Yeah, like, I'm good.
See? That's all you need. You don't need overkill, right?
No. So it's calorie controlled. But you know what? It's like, I love my food daily. Yeah. So it's not like it's
You know why? Because you're balanced. Everything's balanced with you. Internally. Your workouts, your water, your food. So when that's balanced, you're not really craving much. When you're sleeping good, you're sleeping good, that's very important to control the ghrelin. Like a lot of people don't understand that hunger hormone. So you're balanced right now. Your body's perfect. When you're unbalanced and you're all over the place, your cravings are everywhere.
And I've really layered in some good habits over the past year. Like, my sleep started to suffer after my mom passed away. I got all out of my routine, so I had to, in the summertime, I had to be like, okay, let's reel this back in and get back on track with the routine. So first thing I did was implemented a good morning routine. Then I implemented a good sleep schedule. Then now I'm implementing walking, and just like I re-implemented a lot of good routines that kind of fell off a little bit after my mom passed away. Understandably, which is fine, but you can't let things get too out of control. You got to reel it back in.
Yes.
And not everything went out of control. I didn't lose sight of everything. My fitness stayed on track. My nutrition, for the most part, stayed on track. Yeah. It was just the other things. Those other things that are kind of equally as important, and people don't put a lot of importance into them. Sleep, water, because it's a domino effect.
Yes, it is.
It's a domino effect. Lack of sleep is going to mess up your nutrition. It's going to mess up your exercise. Yes. It's going to mess up your water, everything.
Your mood's going to be shitty the next day. When I don't sleep good, I know. Well, what day was it? My thing registered 4.5 hours. I go, no one, and I still worked out. I think it was Friday.
Were you grumpy?
Hell yeah, I was probably grumpy, of course. I'll be honest with you, yes.
Yeah.
I am, I do.
I'm happy to report that I average 8.5 hours a night.
I'd be, dude, you know what I could do with that kind of sleep? Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness.
It's borderline like that's enough. 7 to 9 is ideal. You don't want too much because then that's detrimental.
I'm at 6 and some change right now. I need to up it to like 7
You need to get to 7 at least with baby steps.
Yes.
You know, I had someone ask me an interesting question. They said, why is the target 10,000 steps? And like if I already walk 10,000 steps, I'm good then. And no, not necessarily. I think the 10,000 step is kind of thrown out there as like a baseline. But remember, the key with making individual goals for yourself is to improve upon your own baseline.
Facts.
You can use a general guidelines, but you want to improve upon your own baseline. So for some people, if you already walk 10,000 steps because you have an active job, but you want to increase your activity, then you need a higher number than 10,000. But if you've got someone who only walks an average of 5,000 steps, they don't need to shoot for the stars and go for 10,000. They can start with 6,000, 7,000. So the goal is improvement upon your own baseline. That's why it's important to have your own data.
Yeah, it is.
Because you'll see results from improving your own baseline.
Mm-hmm.
Because your body already is used to what you do. Your current baseline, your movement, your eating, your all of those things, it's used to it. So any tweaks you make to your own baseline will exact change. Yeah. So don't get fixated on general guidelines. I think the key is move more. So figure out what your movement currently is. Yeah. And if you're trying to lose weight, eat less. Figure out what you currently consume. It's probably a lot more than you think because, man, if I had a freaking penny for every time someone said, I don't really eat that much, but they eat like 3,000 calories a day,
you gotta love
I'd be rich.
I don't eat that much, but the scales keep going up. Yeah, no, you're overeating. Stop it.
Yeah, because guess what? This is like mind-blowing, you guys. The body cannot make a fat cell out of thin air. Can't. Yep. It can't just go, poof, here's fat, let me put it somewhere. It only can be done if it has excess leftover calories.
AK storage, spillage. That's what happens.
So even if you perceive that you're not eating too much, you're eating enough for your body to store fat. So for your body, for your baseline, based on your information, it is too much.
Take a picture of every meal you eat. And then go back and look at that pictures of the day of everything you eat. And then put it all together. And look at the screen and figure out if you ate too much. And chances are you probably did. And then be honest about it. Mm-hmm. Every time you serve yourself food, any kind of snack, take a picture.
Yeah, like I'll give you a true guideline. Even if you are going out to eat and you are trying to pick healthy things, your calorie intake for that meal, and this is if you attempt to go healthy or leaner or light. 750 to 800 calories for a meal out. If you don't attempt to go light...
And that's a light meal, right?
That's a light meal.
Yeah, light meal.
That's light.
That's not even a real...
No, but if you don't attempt to go light, you're looking at 1,500 calories and up.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes when people go light, they think like, oh, I had a salad. Like, I didn't eat that much. I only had a salad for lunch, and you
then you had cheese in there, you had croutons.
Like, that salad was 900 calories.
And then you had the oils in there, your dressing, which is heavy, usually a lot of calories. People don't think, it's a small little serving. No.
Yeah.
So many calories in that small serving.
It's just perception a lot of times.
Yes.
Because the answer is simple. Whether you perceive that you're eating a lot or not, if you're gaining weight, you're eating too much for you.
Yep. That's it, people. Your body doesn't automatically just gain weight out of thin air. There has to be energy you're putting in your body.
I don't care if there's some influencer on the social media that says, oh, diet culture, they want you need to fuel your body. No. You don't need to fuel your body to the point where it needs to store fat if you already have stored body fat, which you probably do.
It's like saying I'm gonna put extra gas in my race car. It's a race car. No, the gas is gonna spill out everywhere. It has limits. Same thing like your body has limits, you guys.
Yeah, you have enough. You don't need that much stored body fat. Like, go get an in-body scan, see what your stored body fat is. The in-body scan will tell you how many pounds of stored body fat you have. The low 20 percentile for women is a a fit woman, that's still 20% stored body fat.
Yeah.
20%. That's still, you got plenty for a rainy day there.
And for us, it's 10 for men.
That's fit? Like,
lean.
That's pretty lean, huh?
Lean,
yeah, for a woman,
10%.
like 20% is like a fitness body. You know, in the teens, and you are like, you've got abs and all of that when you're in the teens. But that's still a high percentage of body fat. Like, you still have a good amount of body fat. So don't worry. You know, you'll be fine.
No, but what does society say these days? Oh, you're getting too skinny. Shut up with that.
Yeah,
like, people say that.
Get an in-body scan and then put it on your phone and show them your in-body scan saying, according to that, I am not.
Yeah.
Like, I have plenty, I'm healthy, I have plenty of stored body fat.
It's always family and friends that pipe in like they're experts, like they know.
Yeah.
They just like to spew BS.
All right, so the hot coffee headline. Cheers to the hot coffee headline for today's episode.
Uh-huh.
Did you read that there was a woman in, I think, Texas, who was found decapitated and she was murdered by her husband?
21-year-old dude.
21-year-old couple. Only married a few months since October. They lived in like a casita behind their parents' house.
Uh-huh.
Behind his home, his parents' home.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't show up to work one day, and the work called, and his parents inquired to him, like, where is she? And he didn't answer, so they went and looked. And they found
the body before they found the head, correct?
Yeah, they found, like, pieces of her. I think it's more than just decapitated. And they said that, like, he's not known as, like, a violent man or, like,
This is when a psychologist of some forensics, like, dig deep in his brain, like, what caused you to do that, dude? You're 21 years old, you have your life edited. What will possess you to mutilate your wife?
With a kitchen knife, yeah.
Something deep, angry, something. You must have hate women, something, dude. What the hell possessed them to do that?
It's crazy. Like, it is absolutely insane. They said that the officers that responded to the scene said that whoever saw that scene, like his parents, they're going to be traumatized for life. It's one of those scenes that you will hold for a lifetime.
And you know one thing about where he committed that crime? Texas is a death penalty state.
Oh, yeah.
And they enforce it. They're not like Cali.
He confessed, too.
Huh?
He confessed to it.
He knew she's busted. He ain't beating it. 21 years old with too much DNA. Come on.
But obviously it wasn't like a planned thing where he was going to try to get away with it. To me, that's an act of rage of some sort.
I wonder what the hell argument led to, or anything, disagreement, that kind of rage, to do that to your wife. As a man, you take an oath. You're going to protect this woman. And you mutilate her and kill her. Oh, my God. I can't imagine. I can't fathom that in my brain. Like, what the hell possessed this dude? He's only 21.
But did you know that statistically, wives are, like, if you're going to be murdered...
Yes.
If a woman's going to be murdered, statistically it will be husband or boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Crazy.
And
scary.
If she's pregnant, she has a higher chance of being murdered, statistically.
That's
by her spouse or boyfriend or whatever. It triggers men, I think.
Yeah. Because I think why that triggers them, this is the only thing. I'm just speculating. I'm not saying it's set in stone. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking, like, a lot of times when they do that, attack their pregnant girlfriend, or their husband attacks their wife and kills them, they're pregnant, they're in another affair.
Yeah.
That's something else going on
either that or it's financial. Like, oh my God. Like, I had a prenup, so I was protected there. When I left her, I was going to be good, but now I have a child. Prenup, you still have to pay child support. Yes. You can't.
That's a possibility.
It's financial. I think, like Scott Peterson, it was both.
Yeah, both. Yeah, because he was in a whole nother relationship.
Yeah, and he got like, man, I want to live the single life and...
Psychotic, dude. You're fully married with a baby on the way, bro.
Crazy.
These guys are delusional.
It's crazy, but it happened. Look at, what was that, Chris Watts? They call them family annihilators. He got into an affair with his coworker and killed his wife and pregnant wife and two daughters.
You're sick.
And he literally, the thing with him that was different than like this Texas kid.
What state is that in, babe? Sorry to interrupt you.
That it happened?
Yeah.
Him, Colorado.
Is it a death penalty state?
No, he's not. He's already in prison. He's already been tried. Or he confessed. No death penalty.
Oh, damn.
No, he's got life in prison.
Hopefully the inmates settle it in.
But the thing with him is that he literally thought he was going to get away with it. He did. He was like, I think he was like happy.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, cool, I got it done. Like, I'm going to go off in the sunset with my new hot girlfriend.
These guys are delusional. You think you're smarter than the cops, bro? Any of you guys out there listening to this, I'm not saying I'm doing anything, but men are delusional, narcissistic. You're not smarter than the police.
Well, to me it does. It takes a certain psychological problem. Narcissism and sociopath.
Yes.
In order to be a family annihilator.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that one. I watched all kinds of documentaries on it, all kinds. I was totally interested and intrigued because she was like a social media person. It was kind of before Instagram. She was a Facebook influencer. So she would go on Facebook Live a lot and showed her family. It looked like from the outer appearance that they had like a good relationship and you know, she shared a lot like about her family and stuff, but out of nowhere, she kind of felt like, because there was a lot of text messages or whatever with her friends, she felt like it was out of nowhere. She was, something's different suddenly. He's acting different. And that was correlates with him starting the affair.
And nobody could tell better than our significant other who start acting different.
You know, like something. You can't, no matter how good you are at it, your spouse knows your like, I would be screwed if I try to do anything shady. Because I am such a creature of habit. And if I switched any little thing suddenly, you would pick up on it.
Probably.
I think
I got pretty good instincts.
But because I'm so predictable. I'm so predictable in so many ways. Suddenly, if I changed something and then started acting weird, you'd know.
Yeah, like if you started like grabbing your phone, you didn't leave it put down.
Yeah.
Or you turn it upside down. Little weird things that people don't pick up on that we would pick up on.
Yeah, little things. Because you know I don't do that. Yeah. So suddenly, if I did that... Yeah. You'd be like, wait,
you're leaving the house all different hours. All of a sudden, you're not.
Yeah, like different times, or suddenly I was concerned about, I don't know, like my iPad. I don't know, because you're on my iPad sometimes, like, reading my text messages, or I don't know. Yes, it becomes obvious to me. Yeah, I think that especially in this day and age with technology. I think would be really hard to carry out an affair or something like that for a long period of time.
Yeah. It'd be in you're almost a public figure. Could you just imagine going on a day behind my back in San Jose? Chances are somebody might recognize you. Somebody might recognize you that knows me.
It would not be possible, I don't think.
Yeah. It'd be
There's
hard.
no way. Right? Yeah. Like, there's a chance anytime I go anywhere that somebody in my earshot is even listening to me, even if I was having a phone conversation with someone that maybe I'm walking through Target and I'm on the phone with someone I'm having an affair with, there's a chance that somebody in Target knows you that's listening and that could also reach you in a half a second by DMing you.
Yeah, you just never know.
It's just crazy. I don't know. I just think, like, I would love to we'd have to interview someone with, like, the voice alterer and, like, blur them out, like someone who has like extramarital affairs. Like, how do you do it?
I know. That'd be nice to interview people like anonymously, just curious.
I'm just curious, not because I condone it or want to know tips and tricks, but just out of curiosity. Like, how would you even live that life, and how would your wife not know? I think in a lot of cases the wife's probably, or the other spouse is probably in denial.
There's a lot of, because some people have affairs for years. Mm-hmm. When you're carrying on an affair for years, I mean, you're pretty much in a relationship with that other person. Right. Yes, you have your wife, but the side chick really is your, like, main girl now if you're having an affair for that many years. I don't know. It's one thing if you just have a quick one-night stand, but if you carry it on and you're doing it for years, some people do. And like you said, the significant is probably in denial. Yeah, I think maybe that's the thing. Like, it's more common to do maybe the quick one-night stands now because it's the only thing you could get away with. And even that, you're not safe. You don't know the person you're having a one-night stand could be filming it, taking a picture, and searching for social media, and then they find your significant other and you're busted. And they can extort you on a small scale. Don't you think that happens probably a lot? Like, yes, it happens big time with celebrities, but I also think that people with money are at risk of being, like, targeted and extorted all day long. That's why these married dudes that have money. I'm just gonna make an example. Not busting y'all out, but you SoCal, Orange County men that got hella money. We know about y'all. All you guys have wives, but you all have side chicks on the side. How we know? We have friends that know.
How about this story? Like, this is why, and this is before, like, Instagram, before it became super hard. But it's one of those, the seven, what do they call it? The 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon, where everyone is connected somehow. Mm-hmm. Remember that we knew somebody who was a paid escort for somebody very prominent in a prominent company that I don't know if I can even say how the connection is. Well, I will anyways. It's old.
Go for it.
I won't say specifics, but my ex-husband worked for a company, a very prominent company at the time, no longer works there. And the CEO of that company was married with a family. And then I also knew a girl who confided in me that she was an escort for a CEO of a Bay Area company. This is when you and I were together already. Mm-hmm. And then
do tell.
I found out who it was. She told me who it was because they had just gone on a trip. She was showing me pictures. He flew her out to where he was going to be. Mm. And then she told me, she showed me. I'm like, oh my God, I know who that is. Like, that's my ex-husband's CEO of his company. And even connect the dots even more. At the time, I was working out at Ray's Built Tough Gym.
Yeah.
And at the same time that I worked out with my trainer, the spouse and the child of this CEO worked out with another trainer there. And they would talk about the family or whatever, because my trainer's like, that's the wife of the CEO of da-da-da. I was like, ugh.
You're like, if I knew, only
she knew what I knew, where her husband just was.
Yes.
So even back then, where it wasn't a social media problem that was figured out, but even just knowing people.
Because the universe will pull you in when you're doing dumb shit. And somehow it'll connect the dots and boom, you're busted. You could have went and told her, hey, can I talk to you for a second? And laid her all out there.
I know.
Majority of women would not hang on to that information.
And the connection was also that I remember her from, because when my husband started working at this company, they were small but blew up. In the .com era, they blew up and they became huge. So it was like smaller company parties initially. And, yeah, anyways, don't do dirt. That's just
That's why they say that the world ain't big enough. You think listen, you can go out of state, have an affair, thinking like, I'm all good, I'm all slick. That person you're having an affair with can just search who you're married to, who your mate is over here, and throw you under the bus. Real easy. Yeah. It's so easy to bust people these days.
I know. Anyways,
TikTok investigators will come for you.
Some gossip right there. I swear, somehow I feel like we have some crazy stories.
Oh, we do.
That's just
affairs,
one.
Crazy stories. We know a lot. We know a lot of skeletons and bones.
Yeah, that's just crazy. And obviously, I didn't name any names. I'm not trying to throw anyone under the bus, but it's factual. This is true and factual.
I know it is.
And I didn't say anything, but it bothered me every time I saw the training session or whatever. It bothered me that I had this information, and I was
90+%. Take a poll. How many women would have busted him? I think majority of women would have threw that dude on the bus. That information.
No, but I think now because people are cowards, they would be more likely to do that, but anonymously.
DM.
Yeah, make a fake account with no picture, no information, but DM saying, "Hey, I have some information for you." I think that's what people usually do. They'll expose people anonymously. I chose to do none of the above, but it still was wow, it just goes to show you do dirt, it will come out.
Gotta be careful.
Yeah. Anyway, so I want to move on to our next topic today, because we have been questioning a lot of things lately. And it made me think about, talking about things that we commonly just believe because we've been told them for years, or some things that we just never stop to question. And then maybe now we should question it because maybe the beliefs on it have changed or whatever. So I just looked up fun health facts and I guess some of it will be myth busting, some of it will be sharing just things did you know kind of things.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so here's the first one. Did you know why yawns are contagious?
I don't know. I've always wondered that.
Do you notice that they are contagious?
I yawned yesterday, you yawned right after me.
I know.
I don't know why, though.
Do you even know why you yawn? Sometimes we just do things every day and we don't even ask why. Why do you yawn? You know why? When you yawn when you're tired?
I feel tired, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm tired.
I looked it up, of course, and so we yawn because it's when we're tired, we're not breathing efficiently, we're slowly breathing, we're not expanding our lungs and getting oxygen to our body. When you get oxygen flowing to your body, you perk up, you get more energy.
Yes.
So we yawn to give a surge of like oxygen throughout our body to be delivered throughout because we oxygenate that air and deliver it to the organs.
Damn, I thought it was just a sign of I'm tired.
So why is it contagious though? It's called there's things called social mirroring neurons in our brain, and it's not just yawns. This is the fun fact. It is certain things like scratching your face. Like if you scratch your face, have you ever noticed if you like scratch your nose, someone who's talking to you will also scratch their nose?
Maybe, yeah. Yeah.
Or smiling. Like if someone is smiling, it'll cause you to smile. This is all the same phenomenon as yawning.
So does it work like if somebody comes up to me like in an aggressive behavior that turns me aggressive? Is that the same thing?
I don't think so, because it's supposed to be. It's a form of. Let's see. What does it say? It is social mirroring neurons. It's supposed to be something that someone feels will be beneficial to them. Something that they see as being done that will also benefit them.
Yeah. So,
and people who are more empathetic are more likely to do it more often. So they'll. And I don't know, it could be, like you said, it could be negative stuff too, because if you're empathetic, if someone's crying, you cry, right?
Yeah,
you might cry because you feel, even though you have no idea what they're crying about, you're just crying, what's the matter?
Yes.
You automatically start crying, right?
Yes.
But that's what it's called. It's social mirroring neurons in our brain that cause us to mirror something we see that we feel we might benefit from also doing. So crossing our legs. So, like, if you sit down and cross your legs, I might be more likely to also cross my legs, or if I see someone cross their legs. So we think maybe the only thing that comes to mind is when you yawn, it's contagious, but it's actually not the only thing. There's actually many things.
Now I'm going to pay attention. So if you scratch your face and I scratch your
Yeah, I've definitely done that, where someone scratches and I'll scratch, or, like, touch your nose. Yeah, like, touch your nose and I'll touch. Smiling, definitely.
Yes,
I have heard that. Laughter is contagious. Smiling is contagious. All the same thing. Okay, so this is the question of the week that we've been talking about a lot, because you're taking these cold showers. It actually came about because...
My cold showers. I'm going on a month, by the way, tomorrow, you guys.
Yes. It came about because you were talking to Alyssa's boyfriend, and you asked him if he wanted to, if he took cold showers, if he was interested, and he said what to you?
He said he's done it, but it got him sick.
It got him sick.
Yeah. So
he's not entirely wrong.
Okay.
But here's the thing. It's not the cold that gets us sick. Mm-hmm. So it's not the cold temperature that gets you sick. But when our body temperature decreases, our immune systems aren't as efficient. Uh-huh. That's why viruses are, because our immune systems are weaker in the colder temperatures, the viruses are more prominent in the wintertime.
No wonder.
That is why.
Sick. Okay.
And also in the winter time, but also that's not the only reason why the winter brings upon dry air, because why? Everyone's using heaters.
Yes.
So heaters actually dry out the air. And when we are not as moist, like our nasal passages aren't as moist and we're not as moist, our immune system doesn't work as properly as well, like fighting off viruses. Uh-huh. So we're more likely. So here is the caveat to that, now that I know that. So something that you can do, something everybody can do, and I'm going to actually ask my brother if he does this, because his household's always so sick, to prevent the spread of viruses, is make sure, not only that, because then it's like, but if you're too cold, then you're not going to be as efficient. Keep the heater on, but have a humidifier going. Have moist air.
Smart.
Moist air is better for preventing colds in the winter.
Yeah.
But also, it's not just that people think like, oh, it's in the winter because I go outside and it's cold, that's why I'm getting sick. No. It's just in general, cumulatively, the air is drier, the temperatures are colder, and we're indoors more. We don't.
And I set my timer for 3 minutes. I do on average. I bumped it up to 3.5. Next will be 4. I just want to challenge myself.
But you're addicted because of that dopamine dump.
I caught myself smiling out of the shower. You mentioned it. I didn't know I did that.
The endorphins. It also increases endorphins.
That's crazy.
So regardless of is it a myth that cold temperatures make you sick? Kind of yes, kind of no.
Kind of yes, kind of no. It's kind of like in the middle.
Right.
Bit.
But cold showers for short periods of time isn't the same as being exposed to cold that's going to increase your chance of getting a virus. A cold shower for a short duration has benefits.
So here's another question. Not that I didn't even give you a chance to research it, but can I keep taking a cold shower or get sick?
Oh, I think I read something about that.
I still want to know it. No?
So, like, if you are sick,
yes.
You shouldn't take a cold shower. You should take a hot shower. Because when you are sick, you need your immune system to operate optimally to fight that virus off.
Okay.
And you will be compromising the ability for your immune system to function. I did look into that. Isn't this interesting? I find this stuff to be so interesting.
Yeah, because you're learning. We're learning more about our bodies, about everything, about what works, what don't. Here's another question. I should have had you research. Why do allergies intensify during the winter? Okay. Because me and my boy Los are both sick right now with allergies.
Yes.
Not sick, but allergies are acting up bad.
Well, it's actually the other way around, though. When you have allergies, you are susceptible to being sick, to becoming sick. Oh, man. We've experienced that before with you.
Yes.
Because when you are fighting allergies, your immune system doesn't operate as well, so you're more susceptible to catching something. That's why, I think you caught COVID. Because you were having allergies the week before.
Remember the smoke up north?
Yes.
The fires and all that?
And that triggered allergies for you.
Yes, it did.
Yes. So yeah, it's kind of the opposite. It's kind of the opposite. I don't know if in reverse that when it's raining, why you get allergies. That I don't know. I don't know if because it
somebody mentioned something to me. It said the humidity, the pressure change messes with their allergies. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. But the cold showers, though, and the endorphins and dopamine, actually, there was a clinical trial for people with depression, and cold showers worked as a gentle electroshock therapy. It sends many electrical impulses to your brain and improves depression in a clinical trial.
I believe it. It makes me feel happier.
Mm-hmm. That's probably why these cryotherapy places became so popular.
Yeah.
So interesting for sure.
Yeah. Next is cold plunge for me.
So another interesting fun fact, and this I thought was a good information for people who freak out when the scale fluctuates so much. Did you know that our body weight can fluctuate 2 to 5% a day based on our hydration levels? And
wait, 2 to 5% body fat?
Body weight.
Oh, body weight.
Body weight per day on the scale.
Yes.
And when we are dehydrated, it shows, it drops the scale. And we might not even feel thirsty, but we've already lost 3% of our hydration. You can lose up to 3% of your hydration on the scale and still not feel thirsty. So when you feel thirsty, you're already dehydrated.
Yeah.
You should not wait for thirst.
Mm-mm.
But also, this is good information to think about. Don't freak out about the scale fluctuations. It's going to fluctuate pounds
People
left and right.
over that.
They do.
They don't realize, dude, your weight fluctuates, man. That's just the way it goes. It's not always going to be. To get them more consistent, what do? Empty stomach first thing in the morning.
Yeah, and plot it.
Yes.
And just plot the trend over time.
Yeah.
And if you want to weigh yourself every day at the same time, and then take that weight divided by 7 over the course of the week and log that, and then over the course of a month, look at the trend. Is it trending down, stagnant, or up? And then you can make adjustments to your, caloric intake or output based on that. Mm-hmm. But that's how you should think about that. But some people just weigh themselves 1,000,000 times a day, and your weight fluctuates all day depending on your hydration, your digestion, so many factors. So why fixate on it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's
people
just
do
crazy.
Though.
I know.
They obsess.
I know. This one I looked up because I have always been told this as a kid. Have you ever been told not to take a bath or go swimming right after you eat?
Go swimming?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what I've been told. I was told this is the myth that I was told. I don't know if it's true. If you ate a heavy meal, never to go swimming because the lining of your stomach could burst. I don't know why.
No,
I remember as a kid some kind of...
So my mom, I'll never forget because I was terrified. She told me that I couldn't swim or take a bath after I ate because I would turn black and blue all over. That's what she would tell me, like I would bruise. She'd be like, that's what she called bruises, by the way, black and blue. You're going to get black and blue all over. So I was petrified. So she would make me wait an hour after eating to go back in the pool or whatever, right? So it's not a myth. It's not going to get you black and blue, but it's not good for digestion.
Because your body's submerged.
Because your blood will go to your extremities, right? To like regulate body temperature
instead of going to the stomach.
When you eat, your blood rushes to your stomach to process the digestive process.
Yep.
Have you ever noticed that after you eat, you're cold? That's why you're cold.
Lots of times.
Because the blood is not in your extremities. It's moving to digest. You always get cold after
you always say that too. You'll be shivering after sometimes.
Yes, because your body's digesting. But you're supposed to like let that digestive process happen. You shouldn't do anything. A walk is good, like a low intensity walk.
A brisk walk.
To keep things moving. You shouldn't lie down.
No.
But you also shouldn't go work out vigorously. And you should not take a bath or a shower. It'll interrupt the digestive process. And that's a very important process. It will delay it. And
you know what's crazy that you say that? Is naturally, instinctually, I always take a shower first after the gym and then I eat after. I never eat first and then take a shower. I don't know.
Yeah, and you shouldn't.
It's just habit. I didn't even know that answer to that. I would assume, like, why would it affect me if I'm taking a shower after I've eaten? But did it all make sense? No.
Yeah, so a good amount of blood flow is needed in the stomach in order to enhance that digestive process. And so you don't want to do anything that's going to take away from that and halt that. So you want to eat, and then the best thing you can do is just take a light walk. You know, like when we go out to eat, we always like walk around after.
Yes,
we kind of like, it feels good to walk around. You're helping the digestive. It's not vigorous.
No. Let's go shopping. Not shopping, but like go browse around stores or something. Just move. So we're not sitting down. You know, another thing I didn't look into? I'm just following Joe Rogan's advice is I take that cold shower within 15 minutes of waking. It's another thing I should mention. So it isn't like I've been around all hour or two awake, then I do it. No, it's immediately. And I think because it is a natural caffeine surge. I do feel wide awake right after.
After what?
After my cold shower.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, and I don't drink coffee. I took your advice not to like 45 minutes after.
Yeah, so that's another thing. So that's a good tip.
Yeah.
The I read it and scientifically backed that it's good to wait about 30 to 45 minutes before you consume your caffeine in the morning. It will help to prevent the afternoon caffeine crash.
Yeah.
So you could have your morning caffeine, but try to just put it off as long as you can. I mean, it's up to an hour, but 30 to 45 minutes is sufficient to help prevent the afternoon crash.
Yeah.
That is something, and it was a study that I actually read, so it was a reliable source that I read that from. Okay, so other things. Did you know that ATM machines are just as dirty, if not dirtier, than a toilet? And nobody really, maybe now people do, but nobody really think like, wash your hands after going to the ATM machine.
Or even sanitize your hands.
Or sanitize.
You're right.
Yep.
And what do? Bing, 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 bing. Put your card in, get your cash. A lot of people touch their face. Don't realize, go eat. That's one thing I don't do. I want not eat a meal until I wash my hands first. It's habit.
Yeah, well, that's good. For
Majority of people don't do that. I hate to tell you that.
Wash their hands.
What
about like people who touch their face a lot? If you're a face toucher, you're probably someone that gets sick more often. The more you can avoid touching your face, the better. That's why, to be honest, I touched my face more than ever when I had a freaking mask on. So I had to touch my face to take the mask off, or to talk, or to move it, or to adjust it. I never touched my face more than when I had a mask on.
Yeah.
I never touch my face. I really do not touch my face. And I think that's one of the reasons why I don't get sick very often. Especially like the eyes.
I got a bad habit of that.
The eyes or the nose?
At night. And then I get those damn bloodshot red eyes, or sometimes a sty.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so here's the thing. exercising increases energy. So if you're tired, exercise.
Yes.
Not, I'm too tired to work out. Actually, it's going to increase your energy.
Yep.
It's going to increase it. Yes, you deplete some energy, but overall, it will increase your energy because you are especially low intensity exercise. So if you're tired, go for a walk because you're going to, like we talked about earlier, you're going to move oxygen through your body.
Yeah.
So, I knew this one for sure. Handwriting things can help increase your memory. You know how like we're doing our studying right now and I told you we need to make flashcards?
Yes.
It's not the fact of doing the flashcard. So you could go online and buy a set of flashcards that are already pre-done. That's not going to help you. Because the process of writing out the flashcards is helping program the information into your brain.
Okay.
So handwriting something actually increases memory.
Wow. Didn't I know that?
Yeah.
Got to do that.
That's cool, guys. I think I love fun facts that we just think we knew right all along, but you really don't. Got to learn to like question things sometimes.
Yes, you do.
This one I thought was interesting because you do this a lot, and maybe this is why instinctually you do it. On hot days, you drink hot coffee. Hot coffee will actually help cool you down.
What?
Just like a cold shower cools you down.
Yeah.
Heats you up. A cold shower heats you up. Just like a cold shower heats you up.
Yes.
So a hot drink will cool you down because your body will work to try to cool you down when it gets that surge of heat.
Yeah, it'll be 100 degrees in the summertime, y'all, and I'll still drink my hot coffee.
And you'll sweat. Hot drink will make you break a sweat.
Yes, it will.
If you're breaking a sweat and you're hot, that's a good thing that you're breaking the sweat because that means your body's cooling down.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't be like, oh, I'm sweating, I'm so hot, and no, that's a good thing. You're sweating, so you're cooling down.
I just hate sweating when I'm not in the gym. I hate to sweat, but unfortunately, in the summertime, it gets hot here in San Jose. And if I drink a hot cup of coffee in the middle of the day, yeah, it's gonna get me sweating.
This one's interesting, and I definitely feel like I need to test it out. But the Smell and Taste Treatment Center and Research Foundation did a study on the smell of an apple helps to prevent claustrophobia.
What?
Mm-hmm. And it helps to prevent... So if you smell an apple, it'll help prevent like an anxiety or panic attack from claustrophobia. And actually, take it a step further, real estate agents will do like apple-scented air fresheners in homes they're showing because it gives the illusion, the scent of an apple gives the illusion of a larger space. So it's connected, it's correlated.
Oh, wow.
So that's why it helps claustrophobia, right? You don't feel like you're in a tight, confined space. But they also use it as a sales tactic for selling homes because it's the illusion of a bigger space if you smell apple.
Wow.
That's so interesting. We'll have to get some apple air fresheners.
Crazy.
Any other fun facts you can think of? Questions?
What we talked about today. Remember we were walking and it started raining on us? Mm-hmm. And I've always been told, careful when you're on the rain, don't let your feet get wet because that'll get you sick.
It's not that. It's kind of just correlated with body temperature thing. Are you okay?
Yeah, it's my allergies. I'm sorry,
Speaking of allergies.
They're acting up.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been fighting them all day yesterday.
Speaking of allergies, we'll have to look into that, why your allergies act up in the rain. But it doesn't necessarily...
Story of my life every year.
So it's not that the wet causes you to be sick. It's the cold. Because a wet sock is going to decrease your body temperature.
Yes,
when your body temperature is in prolonged periods of being too cold, it compromises the effectiveness of your immune system. But cold water or cold temperatures in and of itself do not cause a virus. A virus is a virus.
Yeah, I see.
Whether you get it or not is based on your immune system.
Yeah, we got COVID in August in the dead of summer. Hot, remember? Right.
So you have to think of different things you can do to boost your immune system. Like moist air is good. Mm-hmm. Also, supplementation. You know, your zinc, your vitamin D, especially in the winter. So if you're not seeing the sun all winter long, you probably should have a vitamin D supplementation.
So for those of you who live in Oregon, I spent a little time there, Washington, Alaska, you got to super supplement your vitamin D. Cali, we're lucky. It'll rain for a week, whatever, but we're going to get sunshine.
Yeah.
We get at least 9+ months of sunshine a year.
Yeah, but even so, are people getting it though? Are they inside their computer rooms with headphones on in front of a microphone? You know, like they're not out in the sun. They're inside of a gym. They're inside of their home, especially working from home because you're not even going outside to drive places. It probably, and vitamin D deficiency drives depression, low energy, low immune system. Probably why a lot of people struggled during the quarantine and during the pandemic.
Well, that's a study that they found where like 90% of the people who passed away in New York, you know, when the surge hit over there and all those bodies they were vitamin D deficient.
The correlation was they were vitamin D deficient. Because then, you know, vitamin D and zinc deficiencies lead to immune system, compromised immune systems. And if you have a compromised immune system, you're more susceptible to viruses. Also, think about this. Anytime your immune system is compromised, so if you have a surgery or something, so say like, even if it's cosmetic, elective, not to do with a sickness or an illness of any sort, but when you have that surgery, your body is working to repair itself.
Yeah.
You created injuries, and your body's working to repair it. When you're in that state, you are also more susceptible to viruses and illnesses. So you got to think about whenever your immune system is in a compromised state to be even more vigilant.
Yeah.
And like that's why I know we're like a broken record, but when you're obese, your immune system is in a compromised state.
Very, very.
And that's why you are more susceptible to contracting something like COVID or viruses and things like that. When you have deficiencies, when you are obese, when you are not, your machine isn't running at an optimal level.
Yeah, if you're obese, your machine's running very, very low. Your frequency is like way down there.
Yeah.
Versus someone who's
just having a harder time to do everyday functions.
Yes.
It's not efficient.
And I hate to say this, and I point it out to you, and it looks like someone has a hard time even moving. I feel bad when I see someone who's grotesquely overweight to have a hard time moving.
It's very hard on the body. The movement system of our bodies, if they're compacted with excess fat storage, they're not going to be as mobile.
Yeah.
It's going to impact mobility for sure. That's one of the most obvious things that it does. But there's so many more things it's doing that are not as obvious.
Oh yeah. Things out of your control internally.
All right, you guys. So hopefully you learned something new on today's episode. I always think it's fascinating to like question things a little bit. Don't always think that the things you've heard your whole life are accurate. Maybe they are partially true, or maybe they've been embellished to some degree. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you